Well, blessed Tuesday to you as we come with your daily encouragement. And we are in the book of Revelation, chapter 18. And we are continuing to hear and to see very descriptively the destruction of what is either Babylon or Rome or an international like city of this nature. Now, we might want to take a little bit of a sideways view of this just for a second. The book of Revelation is talking about the judgment upon Babylon slash Rome, and maybe one could say a future like government like Babylon slash Rome. But the key thing that makes it evil is not necessarily that it is a broad or big government that transcends the ethnic minorities, or should I say the nationalities that a typical country were. I think what it is at its heart is that it does not acknowledge God as the center of their life. And that is why this entity is gone under judgment. Because of its not acknowledging God, it has fallen into injustice. It has put priorities of kingly power and economy before individual humans. And so that's when you see in the background it's the ones who are lamenting. It is not the people of God, it is the rulers of the earth. It is not the people of God, it's the wealthy, or should I say, those who are benefiting from the existence of this city. And so that with that in background, look as we get to this portion of chapter 18. It says, "For 1 hour this wealth has been laid waste, and all the shipmasters and the seafarers, sailors, and all who trade in the sea stood far off and cried out when they saw the smoke of her burning." Now, let me just back up. Is this God condemning what the seafarers are doing or what the shipmasters are doing? Is God condemning trade? I do not think so. The key thing is that the priority of this master government that is personified as the whore Babylon, whether it be Babylon, Rome, or a future entity, is not putting God first. And so it is they who are lamenting this because they made a lot of money doing this. But they also contributed to the injustices going on. They were not as powerful as the kings, but being a trader, one could say in our modern day age, equivalent like an Amazon or some other big company that loves to do in trading goods and things like that. One could say, is it that the company is inherently evil, or is it evil because they put the priorities wrong? And I think it is the latter. They're putting the priorities wrong. And so when they see the judgment of it, it causes them to tears. And so it says, "And all the shipmasters cried and saw the smoke of her burning. What city," they said, "was as great as this great city?" And they threw dust on their heads as they wept and mourned and cried out. Now, doesn't that remind you of something? Those of us who joined us at Lent, we had part of it is putting ashes to ashes, dust to dust, a reminder that we have come from dust and to dust we shall return. But it is not the dust that we gain our encouragement. I know we call these daily encouragements. It comes through the computer. But it is not necessarily the computer that gives us encouragement. And even though it's my voice, it's not necessarily my voice that's giving the encouragement. It's the voice of the Lord. And I can only give as much encouragement, stability, and solid foundation as I am anchored in what God is doing. And sometimes, in fact, we're all reminded that we do not last forever. Our situations don't last forever. This world, while we look for stability, can only find its resting place in Jesus Christ. St. Augustine said famously in his Confessions, "Our hearts are restless and weary until they find their resting place, not in a big city, not in a great economy, but in the Lord." And so the merchants cry out, "Alas, alas, the great city! where all who had ships at sea grew rich by her wealth. For in 1 hour she has been laid waste. Now we might be sad about that if we didn't know all the bad things that this Babylon/Rome is doing. In fact, if we had benefited, if we had put ourselves in the shoes and the situation of the seafarers, we too would ask, Lord, why are you doing this? And sometimes it is very obvious why the Lord is doing it. There is an injustice that needs to be taken care of. And the justice of the Lord, just like a hurricane, just like a tornado, can be swift. But there is a call for a deeper foundation, a more solid foundation. And guess where that is? That's found in Jesus Christ. That's found in the thing that is more powerful than this great storm. And so we are called in this passage to look for that greater foundation, that greater stability, even as we see the judgment of God. God bless you today. We trust that these continue to be words of encouragement. Take care. God bless. Just to update you, if you are interested in worshiping with us in person, we have our Wednesday worship tomorrow night. It will be at 6:30 at Central Freeborn. It is disciples and friends. It's quite an interesting drama that will be by videotape, but we'll be worshiping in person. Take care. See you next time.